Today's video is going to be about the manifold absolute pressure sensor and the charging pressure sensor from this BMW 1 Series F20. So first step, let's remove this air filter housing. Okay, so down here we're going to find the first map sensor, and it's going to also include the intake air temperature sensor because we've got 4 wires here. And on the side here we're going to have the manifold absolute pressure sensor, which is after the throttle body. So I've got here a couple of screenshots while the engine was idling. We can see here the engine speed was increased, however nothing changed in the pressure. And this makes sense because the turbocharger usually needs some time to build the pressure. And we can see here the third time I increased the engine RPM, both sensors reacted, and we've got an increase in both intake pipe and the charging pressure sensor, which is basically located right there. And then obviously if the throttle body opens, we're gonna have as well the pressure increase into the intake manifold. So that's a healthy response. Now let's go to the boring part and remove the sensors. So for this one we're gonna need a T20. Now you can see that green tip, that's going to be the intake air temperature sensor. And this is probably the most ignored sensor on the car, since it's always delivering some sort of value, and if it doesn't work anymore, on most of the cars will not trigger the check engine light. Now let's remove the second air pressure sensor so we can test the voltage values at the same time. Here it comes. Okay, so I've got the voltmeter here. I'm gonna connect the black terminal to the ground. I'm gonna turn on the ignition. So I'm gonna hold the connector with this clip up, and I'm gonna start from the left. We've got nothing. Pin number 2, 5 volts. Pin number 3, got 5 volts again, and pin number 4, 5 volts. Now I'm going to actually plug in the sensor, and let's back probe it. I'm gonna hold it this way, and let's start with this first pin here. This one has nothing. This one has 2.6, so this gotta be the reference wire, and this one is gonna be the signal wire for the air temperature sensor. So let me see if it's true. I'm gonna hold my hand here. Okay, so I've got a lighter. Obviously you need to be careful to not have gasoline around you. Okay, so there is no reaction. It means that this yellow wire from the right here is gonna be the signal wire for the map sensor, and this one is gonna be the signal wire for the air temperature sensor, because you can see the voltage is changing. So that's how you can test this sensor. Now the last step is gonna be to clean it, so let's remove it again, and we can go to this connector. I'm gonna start from the left. You've got 5 volts, the middle one nothing, this right one is strange, 5 volts again. Let's connect the sensor. So let's start now from the right. This is going to be the signal for the map sensor. Let's see the middle one. It's probably nothing because it's the ground. And then we've got here the reference wire, which has to be 5 volts. If I got a good connection in there, let me see. Now I have a good connection, so it's 5 volts. Now I'm going to turn off the ignition and clean these sensors. Make sure that you let them dry before reconnecting. I'm using mass airflow sensor cleaner. Now the best practice is, after you've done one of these cleanings, is to check up the live data and inspect for any change in fuel trims. Especially, it's not a good idea to clean, for example, everything like the map sensor, the MAF sensor, and then check up for live data, because in that way you'll not find out what was the real problem of, for example, a bad fuel trim. Before installing them back, make sure that this O-ring is in good condition. I think in one of the next videos I'm going to show you how to remove the intercooler and clean it, because definitely there is oil in there. Okay guys, so that was pretty much it about these air pressure sensors. Thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next video.